Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. January has been a pretty slow month for the game, especially in terms of development news and information, Cloud Imperium coming back to the offices, all that sort of jazz. But Cloud Imperium have sort of promised more, not less, moving forward. And I'm going to be talking about that, talking about the latest this week in Star Citizen Post, what's going on with their Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live publishes in the future, and a little mini Alpha 3.22.0 A update. So, from this week in Star Citizen, thank you to everyone who's been jumping into the EPTU to test our latest 3.22 build, which comes with much needed fixes as well as improvements for the Siege of Orison. There's still some more work to be done, and our team is full bore on this update to get it into your hands as soon as possible. The team is also hard at work on our next major update, Alpha 3.23, which we'll be talking about more in the very near future. We had the Daymar Rally on Saturday. A big variety of ships and vehicles all made their way across Crusader's second moon with a record number of participants. This was one for the history books. You can check out the video on demand on the Atmo Esports Twitch channel. Go check it out there. It was good fun. From what I can tell and what I can see, I was talking to Croncy about it a little bit as well. They had some problems with desync and invisible players and stuff at some points, but it's a genuinely great laugh. A massive player-led event. Really cool little fan thing. CIG continue. Looking a little further in the future, we wanted to give a early heads up for our team that will be in attendance for Bar Citizen Barcelona on the 3rd of February. Head over to barcitizen.sc for all the details there, and we hope to see many of you at the event. I'm hoping, me personally, BoredGamer, that CIG will give some confirmed support and love for the one in Manchester on the 2nd of March that Sin and I may be attending. Now let's see what's going on for the rest of the week. Tuesday, Narrative Team are posting a portfolio lore post. So this first appeared in Jump Point 11.02. Pyrotechnic Amalgamated revolutionized the search for resources and discovered 2 systems, but managing their namesake system would be their ruin. Friday, there's the newsletter and all that sort of jazz. Now, Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live are taking one more week off, so we'll see them next week. They also wanted to include a note from Jared Disco Lando Huckabee regarding the return of programming like Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live, and this is a really important statement. This is a genuinely great thing as well from my point of view. Jared said, Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live are coming back on February 1st and 2nd this year, and I wanted to take a few moments to talk about a change in our scheduling for 2024 that reflects the ongoing changes to our development in what promises to be the biggest year yet for Star Citizen. While we're still going to be releasing on Thursdays and broadcasting live on Fridays, we are no longer going to be programming on the standard quarterly cadence we've used since Inside Star Citizen began, which has been a pretty rigid 10 weeks on, 3 weeks off, rinse and repeat sort of affair. In this new year of exciting challenges and anticipated releases, once Inside Star Citizen comes back on the 1st of February, it will continue to run until 3.23 comes out, however many weeks that may be. We'll then take a week or 2 off and come right back with the ongoing cadence until the next major patch comes out, and so on and so on. What this means for you is that we are no longer going to be cutting away to our hiatus a week or 2 before the patch releases like we've done in the past, and there may be a week or 2 in the middle of a month where we don't publish broadcast as much, so we can still take care of the important maintenance tasks we normally do prior to our hiatuses. But most importantly, the way our new schedule works out, it means there will now be more episodes of Inside Star Citizen produced this year than previously, covering more topics and more aspects of our live in-game development than ever before, and everyone here on the Inside Star Citizen team is excited to tackle the added challenge. Star Citizen Live will still remain the bastion of acerbic disco as it's always been. There's nothing to be done about that, sorry. All in all, just as I stated at the end of last year's final show, I've never been more excited about the prospects of 2024, and we're looking forward to the extra shows, not just for more chances to cover features and such, but more chances to explore new and different types of story than we've done in the past, about aspects of game development we haven't covered before too. We'll see you when we return next week. So I really liked that statement. I'm not sure how many more shows we're going to be getting in the year, because they're basically saying, look, we're going to basically have a shorter hiatus period of like only a week or two, but we might have a week or two in between patches sometimes as well. So we're going to be getting more shows this year, but is it one more show or is it 5 more shows? It's going to be between that, right? I'm always happy about more not less, and obviously they've improved the pacing for sure, because that is a problem with Star Citizen's sort of news, is that there is a huge amount of news that comes out for Star Citizen, especially around major patch cycles, but then around January time, especially like we've seen this year, very little, a tiny amount. At the end of the year, tons from sort of October to December time, ridiculous amounts of Star Citizen news, information and things happening, and then January, pretty dead. So hopefully this will be carried into the next year as well, and they'll also use it for the after December patch and lull in January to try and improve the amount of shows that we see. And there is so much coming in 2024 with a load of Squadron 42 sort of updates and refinements coming to the Persistent Universe, a load more devs working on Star Citizen's Persistent Universe as well. We've got things like the new Star Map and mini maps. We've got Mobiglass and HUD updates, FPS combat and interaction updates, character customizer updates with more hair and the sort of Squadron 42 style of customization, Vulcan and engine updates, water looking awesome, Maelstrom, the ship breakability system, potentially bounty hunting version 2, freight elevators, cargo elevators and persistent hangars, the new version of quantum travel, work towards the resource management system, animals, master modes, pyro, testing towards pyro and server meshing and the replication layer, a ton of new ships, things like the Polaris coming out. Now, admittedly, some of that stuff, especially the Polaris, they're going to be in the latter half of the year. I would expect with things like base building and that sort of jazz happening again later in the year. But Alpha 3.23 could have loads of those features that we mentioned. And there's things like new points of interest that they're making, like depots and stuff that you can assault or raid and get missions from and all that sort of stuff, these new interesting hubs. Cloud Imperium are also already talking about CitizenCon, only in a very minor way at the moment, but that could mean that Squadron 42 is getting a release date at sort of CitizenCon or something like that. Not being released at CitizenCon, that would be madness. Last thing I wanted to talk about briefly is Star Citizen Alpha 3.22.0a on the EPTU. Another EPTU patch that was deployed yesterday has more Siege of Orison, bug fixes and refinements, with spawn closets sort of being improved, so enemies actually will come out of them and can close properly now and open again properly. But yeah, big sort of focus on that patch for Siege of Orison tests, which are still ongoing. I am expecting it to be released later this week, that patch, and for Cloud Imperium to pretty quickly afterwards run Siege of Orison on the live servers. Boom! That's it for your Star Citizen updates today. Yeah, I feel like I almost need to apologise for January being a slower month than I expected by quite a huge margin. I was expecting dynamic events to be run. I was expecting the Lunar New Year, but I should have actually checked to see when was Chinese New Year in the real world to work out when it was going to be in Star Citizen, because it does mirror that. That said, pretty stable version of Star Citizen we've got on live at the moment, and Arena Commander's pretty good fun, loads of stuff to do in the Persistent Universe. I'm really interested to know people's experiences with 3.22 on the live servers now. Arena Commander, what are you thinking of that? Have you been playing in 3.22 on the EPTU and the Siege of Orison playtests? What do you think about Cloud Imperium saying, look, we're going to be doing more episodes of Inside Star Citizen and Star Citizen Live? And do you think that's going to be many more? Do you think it's only going to be a couple more? And more's more, right? And do you think, at the very least, the pacing is going to be better? Because the way they described that, I was like, actually, that's a lot more sensible. Whatever your thoughts or questions, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. The giant ape climbed the skyscraper, swatting at helicopters that harassed him. You look up at the massive 50-foot creature of muscle and hair. He's got you firmly in his grasp. Any more pressure and you'd snap like a twig. He brings you to his mouth, and then you realise you should have got yourself nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. It would have provided you security and anonymity, preventing the great ape from finding you, but also accessibility to some of your favourite shows. Check out the links below for a massive discount and to help support the channel. Do you like using your eye holes for extra immersion in Star Citizen and help aim and do some cool stuff? Well, you can with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, which is on sale at the moment. This gives you native high-precision head and eye tracking in Star Citizen. Very cool for general immersion, for combat both in ship or on foot. They are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit, and both Zin and I have one. Use the links below to grab one for 15% off or to find out more. Talking about supporting the channel, you can help by pressing that join button under my videos or even becoming a Patreon with the links below again. That goes a long way to helping us make daily Star Citizen content. A massive thank you to everyone that does that already or supports the channel in other ways like commenting, liking and sharing videos. We are just about to hit 200,000 subscribers, which is awesome, seeing we are a niche Star Citizen dedicated channel. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For January 2024, we are giving away a Drake Corsair. This is a very popular multi-role, multi-crew explorer ship that is very good at a huge range of stuff in the verse. It also comes with lifetime insurance and a game package, all you need to play Star Citizen, and all you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during this month. More details in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out my channel and other videos on there as well, and I'll see you in the verse.